more.
Joining us now with the latest is Jason Haber, co-founder of American Real Estate Association. Jason, thanks so much for joining us.
You got it. Good to see you.
Likewise. So you see this in real life. Tell us, break it down for us, City Hall versus what the critics are saying.
Right. Well, this is choose your own real estate adventure. On the one hand, the short-term real estate ragers have ended because the Airbnbs are now so constricted in the city, you're not really seeing them. So that was one promise of Local Law 18. But the other was affordability. Lawmakers said, we're going to do something about affordability, and we're going to stop this. Well, guess what? Rents have never been higher.
Yeah.
Affordability is scarce. You know, lawmakers want to blame everyone. They want to blame greedy landlords, self-interested real estate people, Airbnb. Eventually, they'll blame this desk.
Yeah.
What they should be doing is looking in the mirror, because they're responsible for the affordability crisis in the city.
Yeah.
Talk to us a bit more about that in terms of why are they responsible for the affordability crisis?
Right, because we've constrained supply too much in New York State because of HSTPA, the 2019 rent laws, and now we're about to double and triple down on that. Assemblymember Mamdani has proposed freezing the rent on 1 million rent-stabilized tenants. If you think 38,000 units was so important that we had to have them on the market, what's going to happen with those 1 million units? That's not a hold my beer moment, that's a hold the brewery moment.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be catastrophic for supply in the city, and you're going to see rents go higher and higher.
How is Airbnb responding to all this? Because they've launched their own multi-million-dollar counterattack.
Yeah, they spent over $3 million, and they're advocating to loosen the laws to allow single-family and two-family homes to allow looser rules so they could be rented out to Airbnb guests.
And what if they do that? Obviously, that opens it up to more tourists. I'm sure that in turn brings some money to the city. But does that fix our issue with getting more units on the market for people that are looking for rent?
It's a great question. It does absolutely nothing. Again, they're looking at the affordability boogeyman, and they're doing everything except tackling the heart of the issue, which is the supply crisis that lawmakers have caused. And until we get to that, we're not going to solve it. And you're certainly not going to solve the affordability crisis by renting out through Airbnb large single-family homes. It makes no sense.
What would you like to see City Hall do?
So I'd like to see them open up supply. I'd like to see them build more affordable housing. We have over 1,000 vacant lots sitting there right now that could be built on. I'd like to see landlords who have rent-stabilized units rent at the Section 8 voucher limit, which is higher than the rent-stabilized unit. It would bring thousands of units back online. There are so many things we can do if we decide to do them. Instead, we're talking about going the wrong way with what Assemblymember Mamdani is proposing.
If you had to tell him a couple words before you go right now, obviously with the rent freeze that he's talking about, but maybe he doesn't understand the economics that you're talking about, maybe you could dumb that down for him so you could get your message across?
Well, he's a very smart guy, and we do disagree on this politically, but when you freeze rent, you don't freeze the cost. That cost has to go somewhere. It will go to everyone else who's not rent stabilized. It will drive up costs, it will drive down supply, and it will also drive down quality housing because landlords won't be able to renovate and gut rehab their units because they can't afford to do so. If you did your job and I told you you're going to lose money doing your job, you wouldn't do it, and neither will they.
Yeah. All right, Jason Haber, thank you so much.